and it's going to be exciting. And this is a rather special workshop because I kind of started off, uh, you know, you know, kind of veering into my Masi's footsteps while growing up, and she was the one who essentially put storytelling into my life, and so I'm very grateful to be doing this today. And I kind of found photography along the way. I found photography actually after writing. And I think that while as I practice both the arts, I have realized that they're so interconnected, they're so entwined with one another. Originally a poet, I found my writing deserted me after college. Looking back, I think the kind of lyric poetry I was writing then didn't contain enough of the wider world, nor my curiosity about it. My response to writer's block was to buy a small camera and travel for a year, hoping my photographs would spark poetry when I returned. Instead, I fell in love with photography. I realized the eye focusing on those images in my poetry was the same eye looking through the lens. I think Wright Morris, the Nebraska writer and photographer, said it best. I don't give up the camera eye when I write, merely the camera. And in fact, during this workshop, I realized that the kind of photographs that I have been making are very still. Everything that I have been photographing is just a single wall of light coming in, or just a single shadow. And I stay with family. I also have people who are my muse, so to speak, who I photograph. But a lot of us may not be living with family. So what do we do then? A box basically that will come up, and that helps you increase and decrease your exposure on your phone. So if you hit the little yellow box and you go upwards, it will help you increase your exposure. And if you hit it, it will help you decrease your exposure.
So happy to see all of you here. And thank you. I read all your responses to the workshop, and I'm sort of shaking in my shoes because everybody here is so qualified. One is the person you're saying the story to, you're important to them in somehow. Your experience is important to them. The second is, for some reason, their experience resonates with you. Maybe you cooked. Okay, you cooked. How does that matter to me? Why should I hear your story? But maybe if you made that cooking story into something that sort of rang a bell with me. Oh, my brother had a birthday too. I couldn't celebrate it with him, So that makes it something that, somebody resonates with. I just take the liberty to just make up anything, anytime, because that's my prerogative, and that should be your prerogative too if you're a writer, except of course right now we're writing nonfiction. So this one's called the up and down story. So the up and down story is when you start a story at the most basic level from you, go to a climax, and then go down again. And literally, I'm telling you, you should write this on a piece of paper when you're writing a story. Write down all the events that are important in your story, and then figure out which is the turning point and push it up. You say whatever you do must be moving the story along. Sometimes it can just be to create to create atmosphere. In my story, the nurses talking on the phone was to create this sense of, fear and urgency, basically. So like how Zara said, in a frame, nothing is accidental. You might find the frame accidentally, but when you make a picture, everything has a meaning, a reason. And that doesn't mean it's restricting. It's your creation. You can create what you like. But for the reader, it has to be a composite whole that they can relate to.
it's pretty extraordinary to learn from both of you. I'm super grateful that you were willing to take this time. We invite all of you to join the Embassy of India Student Hub for future events and activities. Our goal is to help the 200,000 Indian students be so much more proud of their heritage and what they can contribute to the world, and not just to their careers. So thank you for giving them some tools to do so.